Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning of a 3-2 ball game. And fortunately, it's now 5-2 after a home run by Bobby Witt Jr. Bochy masterpiece? That's pretty fitting, actually. That is pretty fitting. Bochy masterpiece indeed. Yep. Saw the Witt 2-run home run. John, good to see you, my guy. Not good to see Bobby Witt running the bases right now. Yeah, I don't know why Merrill Kelly comes out of the game as soon as he does. By the way, I have not had audio, just been watching the game without sound for a majority. Did they talk about why Merrill Kelly came out of the game as early as he did? Did they talk about that? Was there a reason? Was he hurt? Why Merrill Kelly comes out after 71 pitches was a little baffling to me. But maybe there's a report that I missed. Y'all let me know. Let me know what I missed about Merrill Kelly. 71 pitches, cruising. I just have no clue why you take him out in that spot. Look, it's definitely been a deflating day, I would say. The result aside here, you know, the news about Jacob Degrom came out, and I can't say that I was very encouraged by that at all, as Pasquantino is going to be hit here on the wrist, kind of halfway swinging, and gets hit on the wrist. Bochy's going to come out now and take Cole Winn out of the ball game. Talk Bochy moves. We're all, obviously, a few of us, I shouldn't say we're all, but quite a few of us seem to be perturbed by Bruce Bochy. Get a little specific for the people in the chat that might not be following. What's the move? What's the one move? For me, Merrill Kelly coming out when he did, unless there's an injury, I don't understand 71 pitches, what they're trying to do. Merrill Kelly is a free agent next year. This isn't some young guy you're trying to baby. I mean, I did not understand what's going on with 71 pitches coming out. That was probably the biggest one for me. I'd imagine there's some people a little bit curious about maybe Cole Winn coming into the game. I don't know. You guys let me know. What is it? What's the move? This team's got to be gambling. Shoot. It feels like just ridiculously, like, how could it be like this at times? Don't want to make any accusations like that, of course, but it does feel like, how could you be like this night in and night out? How? Just how? It's a little mind-blowing. It's a little mind-blowing. Let's see. Also, is there a reason why they had Freeman up not to bunt with Langford and Seager coming up? That, to me, I think, just pitching aside, that to me feels odd. Why you didn't have Cody Freeman bunt. You could have potentially had a situation where you bring up a couple of the Rangers' top hitters. That would have been interesting. You know, you had, obviously, Langford, Seager next. They might, in that case, you know, be a little bit more careful in how they pitch to Wyatt. Who knows what happens if Seager can get up? That was a little bit curious to me. The double play by Freeman is just such a killer. I mean, you take it back to where we were at in that inning, it was just such a killer. You had Jonah Heim singling. At that point, it's a tie game. Jonah Heim singles, and you could have had Cody Freeman bunt to second with Langford and Seager coming up next. I think that's probably the most glaring move to me. Probably the most glaring move right there. By the way, Coulomb is going to get a fly out here. Rangers now have 2 down in the inning. Runner on first, down 5-2. Yeah, Evan Carter batting first just feels like a no-brainer at this point. Josh Smith just, like, I don't know what to say, man. Another 0 for 3 for Josh Smith. I don't understand why they are so set on Josh continuing to hit in the leadoff spot, but, you know, here we are. It feels like just rinse, repeat, as John said earlier on the show. I don't get continuing to hit Jay Smith right up there. Smitty has not been going well. I mean, it's been a month plus. It's been a month plus. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but here we are. I think Evan Carter quite obviously needs to be leading off. Josh Smith, we've said it many times, a great versatile player, a guy that can put the ball in play, but a guy that needs to be hitting at the bottom of the order. Not a guy that takes walks. It's kind of sort of something you need for a leadoff spot on a major league club, a guy that can work the counts and take walks. And that's not Smitty. Smitty had not drawn many walks at all in his past several games. I'd be interested to see what it is, honestly, with Josh Smith. Last, 15 games, 4 walks. Last 30 games, 9 walks. It's just not enough. You got to have a guy that can take walks, can take pitches, can get on base better than what Smitty's doing right now. You got a .259 on base percentage for Josh Smith right now in his last 7 games. I actually got this, by the way, Brandon, I actually got this at a Lids at one of the outlets here. You guys know I live in Las Vegas. We got a bunch of malls still. I know malls are kind of going out, but in Vegas, they're sticking around. They're going strong in Las Vegas. But this was at a Lids, so I think I just happened to see it one day. We were out getting shoes or something for the kids and just happened to see it. It was actually kind of prominently displayed, which was a shocker to me. It's not like they have the Rangers hats at the front of the store, but they just so happened to. So I went and got it. I don't know if they have them on Fanatics or not. I don't know if we got them on Fanatics or not, but I would imagine so. Would imagine. Your leadoff cannot lead the team in strikeouts. Is Josh Smith leading the team in strikeouts? Is that what's going on right now? He's got 76 this year? No way. Are we talking about Wyatt Langford? Wyatt Langford has a lot more than 76 strikeouts. For me, Evan Carter being the leadoff hitter is kind of a no-brainer. Wyatt Langford would be a no for me if we're talking about Wyatt. I think Wyatt hitting in the 2-hole is just fine. I think he's actually benefiting from having Seager hitting behind him. I don't think it's a surprise. Wyatt has had a decent little stretch. I know he struck out 3 times tonight, had a walk. But at this point, I think that he's definitely benefiting. Last night, he went multi-hit. When you have Seager hitting behind you, you're going to get a lot to hit. But yeah, Josh Smith, I'm ready to see him a little bit down towards the bottom of the order, going back to a more traditional spot for him. He did admirably. I mean, we've gone on about Josh Smith enough over the last few nights. I'm sure he'll come up again tomorrow, especially if he has another 0 for day from the leadoff spot. But he's a fine player. No hate for Josh Smith. Admirably filled in when we had injuries both last year and this year. Not a leadoff guy. He was the best we had at the time. I think we've graduated beyond this. We've got healthy players back. Time to move on. What was Semien swinging at leading off the 7th? Richard, with you on that one, just such a free swinger. It's the downside of both Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. I mean, with Corey, you take it because you know he can give you, one swing of the bat, changing a ball game. But Marcus, I think I'd love to see Marcus do a little bit better. Not just going up there hacking at anything. Joc Peterson, by the way, up to bat right now, had a solo shot earlier in this game, responsible for one of the 2 Rangers runs. Corey Seager with the other solo shot. Joc Peterson is going to roll over on one here to second base. India flips it over to Pasquatch, and we have got 1 out here in the 9th. Pretty hard hit, 109 off the bat from Joc. So squared it up right at somebody. Kind of how the season has gone as a whole. Evan Carter up to bat right now. It's called strike 1. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I think we got into the comments and got a little sidetracked. Look, we'll absolutely let y'all know the outcome of ABs. We might miss a couple of pitches here and there. Hope you'll forgive us. Degrom, and just the news that Degrom was going to be missing a start. For me, it kind of tells you all you need to know about where everybody's head is at right now. I don't think Degrom has an injury at this point. I think that he might, in fact, be a little bit sore, a little bit tired at the end of the year. But I just can't imagine at this point if the Rangers were actually in a playoff spot, competing hanging in there. I doubt Degrom is missing this start. I doubt Degrom is missing the start tomorrow if the Rangers are firmly in a playoff spot. And so what does that tell you? I think it tells you pretty simply that the front office is starting to face some realities. And I know some of you guys have already been there and already done that, but I must say it feels the same for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the snap, the click was. And look, anything can happen. You still got a number of games left, but feels a little bit like a white flag. Feels a little bit like a white flag for the season. Missing this start for Degrom. In the name of, I guess, not overdoing it at the end of a year where he's pitched more innings than he has the last 3 seasons. It definitely felt like a white flag for me. That kind of set the tone, I felt like, for tonight. I don't know if anybody else felt that way at all, but it felt that way for me. Felt like a white flag being waved when they announced Degrom missing the start. 2 outs right now. Evan Carter flew out. Marcus Semien is in a 3-1 count right now. Schreiber on the pitch for KC. It was good to see Josh Hamilton back in Arlington, 100%. And Marcus Semien is going to walk and extend this ball game. Why pinch hit Josh Young earlier? Yeah, not a big fan of that, but I think they were going for the matchup, right? Tellez was in 1 for 2. I think they were trying to match up there. But there definitely were some options on the bench that you probably could have gone to. You still got Higgy on the bench. Maybe he's dealing with something. You didn't want to burn the catcher. All those things, I get it. But I think that's what it was going for there. Do I take questions? Yeah, I do. Definitely better on it after the game is over, just FYI. Josh Young up to bat right now, by the way. Strike 1, foul on a sweeper. And Josh Young's going to loft this one to right field. Game over. Royals are going to take this one 5-2. Young 0 for 2 on the night. Ends this ball game swinging at a sweeper. Probably a strike, maybe. Just look, kind of goes with the rest of the season. Not great approaches. Little runs being scored. Feels like a white flag being waved today. It definitely does. Now look, no worries. We're still going to be around. We're not going anywhere. We'll still be here after the games giving y'all the best. But something snapped for me today. I'm not going to sit here in gloom and doom for too long, but the Degrom pushback to me just means it's over. It feels like it's over with Degrom being moved back. You've lost 2 games this week already. In a week, you really needed to go 5-2. Could the Rangers win 5 in a row? Seems unlikely, but yeah, that could happen. And if it did, they might now have a shot. But the chances of them going 5-0 the rest of the week feels slim to none. Maybe 4-1, but even that doesn't feel that great of a chance. Feels more likely that the Rangers probably drop 1 more in Kansas City. Maybe tomorrow with Degrom missing a start. I don't even know who's pitching tomorrow. They haven't even announced it. Probably going to be a bullpen game. I kind of wondered if Cole Winn would actually start tomorrow, but then they ended up using him in the game tonight. I kind of thought Cole Winn might be the guy. Maybe Bosley. Maybe they throw Bosley in there for a couple innings. Maybe Armstrong. Even though I prefer Armstrong be at the back of the pen. I mean, look, what do you have to lose at this point? Not going to lie, y'all. It does feel like the Degrom pushback feels like a white flag. You're giving up on the season. You don't want to overdo him. If you were in a playoff spot or 1 game out, I just doubt that they would be benching Degrom. I really feel like they would not be benching Degrom if they were in the midst or within a game or 2 of a playoff spot, and they're just not. It just sucks. Look, I could be dead wrong, but it feels like the front office with this move and Bruce Bochy, everybody else that made the decision, that's what it feels like. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you disagree. That's what I thought the first second that I got that notification on my phone. We can all collectively put the playoff talk to bed. It is looking that way. It's looking that way right now. And we'll go to the standings. Actually, let's check out the scoreboard. If the Yankees won again, which they're winning right now, this one, y'all, they're winning 5-0 right now. The Rangers are going to drop to 7 games back. Actually, right now they're 6.5. It'll be 6 games back. It's actually 7 games because the Yankees own the tiebreaker. You've got 30, let's see, how many? 36 games left? Something like that. Like, time's running out. It's just running out. And it hurts that this is where we're at, but game 126, you got 36 games left. And here you are. Feels bleak. Feels bleak. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This team is cooked this year. Man, you thought that maybe they'd have a run in them. You thought that perhaps they could muster up one final push. Many teams before the Rangers have been up and down throughout a season and then have gotten hot at just the right time. You tried to hold out hope that that would be the case for Texas this year, and it just hasn't happened. Marcus, that's what I think bothers everybody so much. I know y'all can't see the YouTube comments, but I know what bothers me so much is the beginning of July and really middle of July was just so much fun, man. You beat the Astros right before the All-Star break. Then coming out of the All-Star break, you win 9 out of 10 games. The middle of July was just so much fun. And then you just have a complete soiling of the bed in late July and early August. And really more so August than anything. But it's just hard to believe. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just hard to believe that they could have been so good in that stretch right after the All-Star break and then be this. And in some ways, we've always seen forms of what we just saw tonight this season. It's just been marred by, or covered by, I should say, really good pitching performances at the beginning of the year. And now, as a lot of us thought, myself included, you're probably not going to get as good a pitching as you had in April, May, June, even into July. Down the stretch, it's going to regress at least a little bit. And sure enough, the bullpen, unfortunately, they're not to blame tonight, but once again, gets into trouble. Cole Winn, maybe a little bit over his skis there in that inning where you've got bases loaded, nobody out, comes in, plunks India on the back right away. Ended up getting out of the inning. He probably gives up a run somewhere anyways. The fact that he got out of that inning with the score only at 3-2, wild. Good for him, but damage had already kind of been done, giving up the run. And then, of course, Hobie Milner, you give up the leadoff double, a couple other things go awry, and the rest is history. The pitching just was never going to be able to be as good as it was to begin this year. And honestly, we probably could have had a lot worse of a record to begin the season had it not been for godlike pitching performances. G-Man, that's still what I'm trying to understand. Does anybody know? I know that I'm guessing the answer is no because not a lot of y'all commented, but why did they pull Kelly after 71 pitches? Does anybody know? Please, if y'all know, type it in the comments. Why did they pull him after 71 pitches? Ed, I see you're asking the same thing. What was the move? What did they talk about between the commentators? Like I said, during the work week, it's hard for me. I'm running around the house. I'm watching the game. I'm tuning in for big moments, but I'm watching without sound for quite a bit of it. Just didn't hear the back and forth, but I saw 71 pitches, and I thought to myself, why? Why are we taking him out at 71 pitches? Yeah, the old man's lost. I mean, is that it? Seriously. I just do not understand. Merrill Kelly, I mean, he was going pretty strong, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Your bullpen's been shaky. I just don't understand why you take him out there with 71 pitches. Degrom did get pulled early as well. I mean, Degrom, I think, was at 85, and they've kind of done that with Degrom all year, so you could kind of understand. I really do feel like you have got to grill Bochy on that question. Why 71 pitches are you going to Hobie Milner? If it's like chasing matchups, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. If Bochy comes back with, well, we got a bunch of lefties coming up, Pasquantino is coming up, and that's probably the argument, honestly. He's probably going to say Pasquatch was coming up. He had already hit a home run off Merrill Kelly. We wanted to go lefty, and it didn't even matter. I mean, look, I'm just throwing this out on the fly, but I think I'm probably right here. I think they wanted to match up. And to me, that makes you just like throw up in your mouth a little bit. I mean, this bullpen, I get it. They have been nails at times, but at 71 pitches, I'm riding with the guy that has World Series playoff experience, pitched a shutout against us in the World Series. I mean, didn't go the distance, but you know what I mean? Pitched real well. Let me put it to you that way. I think he did maybe give up one run or two. Pitched outstanding against us in the World Series. I don't understand why you take him out at 71. Yeah, I just read that too, Soldier. I got that notification. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a team quite like this one. Never seen a team quite like this one. Hobie has been lights out, but I still don't say it's 71 pitches you pulled the starter. I don't think it's 71 pitches you pulled the starter. I think, honestly, there's a better argument. This is a long week of baseball. You don't have an off day this week. So from that angle, I don't get Hobie Milner coming into the ball game. You've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You've got 5 more games this week. So if you could have put Merrill Kelly out there for another inning or two, why not? I guess the other angle is Bochy is managing like it's a playoff game. It didn't go well, but, you know, first sign of trouble, just trying to throw out as many matchups as possible. I'm not defending Bochy, by the way. I'm honestly just trying to conceptualize why the move was made in the first place. Game was definitely in reach. I'm with you on that. CY is not going to be fired at all. I don't think that that's going to happen. CY is probably going to get a rebuild before he gets fired. Offense has been so cold. Bullpen has had all these big situations. It does put a lot of pressure on them. Marcus, appreciate all the comments tonight. Not going to lie, love my Rangers, but I've been working out during the games, not watching. They couldn't even win today for my birthday. Ethan, happy birthday, my guy. I'm sorry that they couldn't get the job done for you. I'm sorry, brother. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you've had a great day. Happy birthday to you. Rangers got to do better on these birthdays, man. Let me see if they won on my birthday. I'm trying to look this up. Let's see. Let's see if they won on my birthday. I'm kind of curious now. Nope, they didn't. Lost to the Giants 3-2, man. There you go. They didn't win on my birthday either, Ethan. I would probably go, Dan, unless you can, I guess, unless you can not eat a bunch of the tickets, I'd probably still go, brother. That's just me, though. I'm not much of a sell the tickets if I bought them already. I'm probably going to go try and have a good time, but that's just me. Happy birthday again, man. Yeah, the CY hate, to me, I know that you got to vent the frustration somewhere, but for me, CY is definitely needing some blame. Like, he's needing some. You cannot say CY free pass for 2 years in a row of really bad offense. Pitching, pretty solid, but 2 years in a row of really bad offense. I don't think that CY can come out of that conversation totally unscathed. But I do think that CY is probably getting blamed a little bit too much if you're at the point where you're wanting him fired. I think CY has done a lot of positive things, but he's made some moves that haven't worked out. He did ultimately help lead the Rangers to their first World Series. That is worth a rebuild. I'm sorry. This is how it works. Look, Daniels, dude was around forever. Daniels got a rebuild. I'm definitely sure that CY is getting a rebuild. I don't think there is any way that he's getting fired. I think Bruce Bochy, there might be a parting of the ways there. I think there might be some new coaches injected into the fold. That would make sense. But no, I do not see CY leaving. I don't see it. Angry at Davis? Yeah, I mean, I've kind of made the point. I wish that the Rangers would spend just like the Dodgers do. But when you go wide lens, when you go wide view on this, guys, the Rangers have a top 10 payroll, actually like a top 5 or 6 payroll in the sport. Like, to say Ray Davis isn't spending money, penny pinching, it's just not accurate. Unfortunately, the Rangers have a lot of salary tied up in Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. To me, it's a little bit of everything. I think that there's a lot of player regression. Yet, and look, as part of your job as president of baseball operations, general manager, you've got to try and get that crystal ball as clear as you possibly can. And the crystal ball on Joc Pederson was incorrect. I mean, look, we threw money at Joc Pederson, $18.5 million. It didn't work out. That's what I mean. You can't not blame CY at all. A part of being a scout, a part of being a general manager, president of baseball operations, you've got to be able to look into the future as best as you possibly can and make a good financial decision. And with Joc Pederson, that didn't happen. It's a little bit of managing. By the way, Merrill Kelly had some cramping, Bruce Bochy is saying right now. Merrill Kelly was really good over 6 innings, but he had some cramping, and that is why he came out of the game. Dan, that's why I say he cannot escape with zero blame, but I don't think that's a fireable offense, going out and getting a Merrill Kelly. If they can re-sign Merrill Kelly, the trade is actually probably a little bit more worth it. I don't know if it's still Rangers won the trade, but if you can re-sign Merrill, I actually think that it's probably an okay trade. If you lose Merrill and he goes and signs somewhere else, which could absolutely happen, then yeah, I do think that it's a terrible trade and the Rangers are going to look back and regret it, especially considering that the club back-to-back years at the trade deadline has bought and has not performed on the field as a result. Developing talent, yep, it's been an issue. I put out a reel on Jack Leiter today, and I kind of made my feelings known on Jack yesterday. I just think for a number 2 overall pick, 4.5 years removed from the draft, look, 4 years, 3 months if you want to get super technical, it's still kind of at project level right now. You've got a guy that can't consistently throw strikes, has some plus stuff with the velocity, with the fastball, weird righty-lefty splits. I was looking at Jack Leiter's splits. Lefties are hitting sub 200. Righties are hitting 260. Jack Leiter's splits are baffling to me. When you look at the advanced stats, when you look at how he's done against righty-lefty, home, away, they're just baffling splits. Like, they look like the splits of, like, I mean, I'm not saying this because I think this is what needs to happen, but it looks like kind of like a relief pitching specialist, like a guy that you bring in when there's some lefties coming up and you got this righty that's pretty good against lefties, so we're going to throw him in the ball game when there's a few trio of lefties coming up. Like, it's really weird. But the fact that we've got Jack Leiter at year 5 in the organization, still doing what he's doing this season, it's a head shaker. It is a head shaker for sure. CY deserves some blame, but I can't see how anyone could see this level of regression in the entire lineup. My point exactly. Slam to Jackson, appreciate you. It's hard. You got the crystal ball out. You're trying your best. Is Joc going to have 2 more good years? And it just didn't work out. You can't absolve them totally, but you absolutely can't put the blame on CY for Joc Pederson's regression, for all of these guys, Adolis Garcia and his regression. You just can't do it. And so for me, I definitely put blame a little bit of everywhere. Players first and foremost. Keep the blame on the players. Some of them are just not performing and they're hurting the team. And no amount of coaching or see why making moves is going to matter. Jonah Heim, one of the worst offensive players in baseball. Joc Peterson, one of the worst offensive players in baseball. Like, you've got two guys that are among the worst in baseball in your lineup. Again, to you guys' point, I don't think anybody could really have foreseen that. But at the same time, everybody deserves a little bit of blame. Walcott, I mean, I don't know if I want to go McJ Walcott starting to regress. But look, he's moved up to AA, and he has not been crushing it. Walcott's got like a 700 OPS in AA. I know a lot of us are still kind of, and I know this maybe sounds a little condescending, but we're kind of blindly following Walcott. We're kind of blindly just saying, hey, let's bring him up because he's a top prospect. But the reality is Walcott is hitting 700 at AA Frisco right now. He's definitely not a guy that you're going to be bringing up. Definitely not a guy that really needs to be up at the big league level, jumping up and skipping AAA. And look, again, not trying to insult anyone that suggested it, not trying to be condescending, but let's be honest. He does not need to be touching a major league field this year. And I already kind of threw out just a couple underlying things like, do you really want Walcott's first taste in the major leagues to be this? I mean, this team, the struggles, this culture? I don't know. And you guys know where I'm at with culture too. I don't think that culture is the prevalent thing here. I know we had the Kevin Pillar drama and all of that. I'm not there. Like, culture, to me, that argument only goes so far. And you guys know what I'm about to say, my longtime listeners. When you're in the batter's box, when you're on the pitcher's mound, you're not worried about culture. You're worried about getting a hit. You're worried about striking out the batter that's in the box that you're facing. So for me, culture only goes so far. But Kevin Pillar, look, he apologized for the comments. Bro might have just wanted to go ahead and stand on business. Am I right? Like, you saw after the heater, Kevin Pillar kind of backtracked a little bit. Y'all remember this? He was kind of like, man, you know, it was right after like the big win streak that we went on. He was like, man, you know, I didn't mean it that way. Bro, you might as well have just stood on business. You would be looking pretty good right now. Not gonna lie. Hey, this is a fun question. Luke, appreciate you bringing this up, man. What's the dream new division when expansion teams come in? Look, I don't know if I dream about this kind of stuff, but I'm seeing a lot of people, you know, Royals, Astros, Cardinals. To me, there's a couple of things here. I cannot imagine there is a world where they break up the Cardinals and the Cubs. That's one of the oldest rivalries in baseball. I can't imagine a world where they break up Chicago and St. Louis. And so I don't really understand the Cardinals in a division with the Rangers without the Cubs. I think the Cubs have got to go with the Cardinals. And then you kind of wonder at that point, if the Cubs are going to be in that division, don't you bring the White Sox? If the whole emphasis is like location, don't you bring the White Sox into that fold? So I was kind of thinking maybe something like St. Louis, Houston, and then both Chicago's, and then potentially maybe another team thrown in there in the mix. But St. Louis, Houston, Rangers, and then both Chicago's, I think that kind of makes the most sense to me. Again, you got to think about the rivalries. And interestingly enough, the Cardinals, you know, and the Astros and the Cubs, they've all played in the NL Central. Remember, the Astros played in the NL Central for years. So the Astros used to play St. Louis. They used to play Chicago all the time. So I kind of think that might end up working out. Both Chicago's. Kansas City can go play with, you know, the Twins and the Brewers and all of them. I don't know. Colorado, Kansas City, Colorado, Twins, Brewers. I don't know if Kansas City is going to get dragged into that division. It feels like there's a lot better potential bringing in the Cubs, bringing in the White Sox. You got the crosstown rivalry. You got the Cardinals, Cubs. And then you've got the old NL Central division matchups, right? You got Astros, Cardinals, Astros, Cubs. I just think it makes too much sense, honestly. All right. I mean, beyond that, I'm cool with divisions being realigned. I would actually be a little sad only because Vegas is finally getting a baseball team, and the baseball team they're getting just so happens to play in the same division as the Rangers. So I'm actually kind of hoping it doesn't happen for a while. Sorry if you're not on that page, but I'm actually kind of hoping that they hold off on that for several years, if at all possible. I'd like to see the Rangers play in Las Vegas, so I'm being totally selfish there. Albert, appreciate the comment. Yeah, if y'all go check out that video that I put out on Jack today, I'd greatly appreciate it. Give it a like, drop a comment, even if it's just a few emojis, random, whatever. I'll know it's just you giving your support, little tip of the cap. But I don't like to be overly negative about players. I know when people just see me in a one-off and they've never seen my show or never seen my content, social media does what it does. But I really don't enjoy and take great pleasure in making videos like I did today about Jack Leiter. But you say what needs to be said. And that's what I've always tried to stick to with this show and with this business that I'm trying to build up. Thanks to you guys, we're getting there little by little. I just try to be honest. And Jack Leiter at this point, he is not where you want him to be. And the long game for me, how long of a game are we playing with Jack, right? I mean, there's going to be people in year 7 saying, this guy he's going to be something special one day. Like, do we have to wait 10 years? Like, what time, at what point are you going to say, yeah, bro's a little bit behind where he needs to be? A little bit behind the 8 ball here. I don't know. For me, it feels weird that people can't admit that out loud. Really feels weird that people can't admit it. Just admit Jack's a little behind. It's just a little different to me, the people that staunchly defend that he's somehow right on track. 4.5 years, number 2 overall pick in the draft, you're not right on track. I'm sorry. Doesn't mean he's going to suck long term. No, I don't necessarily think that. I think he can still be a good pitcher in this league. Do I think he's on track? No. And I know that there's some high ceilings for him to be compared to, but look, I mean, there are a number of different examples of pitchers not spending college ball and 4 years, 3-4 years in the minors on top of college ball and still not popping, who were number 2 overall picks. Slam to Jackson players. Yep. Cleaning house, I wonder how much of a clean house it's going to be. I think a number of players for sure, and I do think some coaches. Keep rolling. Yeah, Walcott is like 19. Langford's career was born in this trash heap. Look, Langford was drafted on the heels of a World Series, man. I don't know if I would call it a trash heap, ultra modern. I mean, look, in 2024, when Wyatt was drafted, that was 23, wasn't it? Yeah, that was 23. He was born in the World Series year, man. So I don't know if I would say trash heap. I mean, I kind of get the sentiment. But if we're just being technical, Wyatt was drafted in the World Series year. Texas, Houston, St. Louis, and KC. Yeah, again, McJ, I just don't think they're going to take some of those division rivalries away. I just don't think, like, you're going to take Cubs and Cardinals away. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Texas, Houston, Atlanta, Tampa, and Miami. Blech. Blech. Yuck. Whoever suggested that, please, Lord, no. I do not want to be in a division with Tampa and Miami. No, thank you. In my eyes, Bochy's checked out. He can't wait for second retirement. I'd love to be a fly on the wall, Bochy talking to his inner circle, what he thinks about this team. I would love to be a fly on the wall. Dan, good for you, buddy. Go support the squad, man. Sometimes when, I'm a little bit down right now. You guys can probably tell. I'm a little down right now, but I move past it. And then, honestly, when a lot of people are negative, it's just my personality. I'm not an oppositionist per se. But when a lot of people are being negative, I tend to want to go more positive. Like, let me give you an example. I hated the Luka trade. I absolutely hated the Luka trade. But so many people were negative about it. It almost made me want to be positive about the trade and watch the Mavericks more. It's just kind of how I'm built. I swear I'm not an oppositionist by nature. But when a lot of people are doing one thing, a part of me, when it comes to my sports team, sometimes wants to explore the other side. So who knows? I might be back tomorrow doubling down. We'll see what I can whip up tonight and tomorrow morning. But it definitely does not feel great right now. The Rangers are going to need a miracle to make the playoffs at this point. What's a miracle? A 10-game win streak? Like, you're going to need close to a 10-game win streak at this point. Keep going. All I caught today was a migraine. Preach. Preach. Let's see. What do we got here? Rangers, Astros, Rockies, Snakes, A's, or Salt Lake team? Yeah, in that, I mean, look, if you go as far out as Salt Lake, at least you're only doing the Mountain time zone instead of Pacific there, so that wouldn't be terrible. I still think going right up and down the Midwest there makes a lot more sense with the Chicago teams. That's not a long flight from Texas, right? That's a couple hours. That's not a long flight. St. Louis, super short flight. Houston, obviously. I mean, that division, that pocket of the Midwest right there, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're flying all the way out to Salt Lake. Jack, I don't know about that one. Maybe. I mean, and that's assuming Salt Lake gets a team. I don't know if they're even going to get a team. Maybe we should try being the solution this time. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. All right, we keep rolling. I'm 8 hours away and make 2 games a year with family. I wish I could go to more Rangers games. I definitely will do my best to get to them when they come out here to the West Coast. That's why I said selfishly I'd like to get a few years with the Rangers out here in Las Vegas. Selfishly, if I don't, I don't. But it would be sure nice to have a few years with the Rangers coming out to play right in my backyard. But yes, I do understand games starting at 9 o'clock are not ideal for everybody. Or games starting at, 8 o'clock, whatever the time may be. I get it. I get it. What are the chances OKC gets a team? Feels like they'd support one, but I feel like MLB is going to go where the money is. I don't know how much money is to be had dropping a team in Oklahoma City. I just don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater at all. Don't take it the wrong way. But I would just be curious, like, what are their projections? Because you know they do them. There's certain markets where they can project a certain amount of revenue and attendance and all of that. I do wonder what they're saying about Oklahoma City. I mean, look, I think their support of the Thunder, there's definitely something there, but not sure how sustainable it would or wouldn't be. Going where the money is shows how much team doesn't matter. It's a business, right? I mean, I'm not saying that it's the best thing ever to go by that philosophy, but that is what MLB is going to do. That's definitely what MLB is going to do. They're going to go where the money is. 8-team division. I don't know. Are they trying to go 8-team divisions? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst idea in the world, but I didn't realize they were trying to go that many teams in a division. JBJ, I heard that ESPN was getting some games, but not all games. Nashville makes a lot of sense. I've been here in Nashville a ton. Nashville, to me, makes sense. I think that could be a good market. And there's not a lot of baseball teams in that area of the country. It's the same thing for Salt Lake. There's not a lot of baseball teams. I mean, I know you can maybe count California in that region, but I don't know. Like, it's pretty much Colorado out on an island, and there's not a lot in between. So I think Salt Lake, it could work. It could work. Yeah, I think East Coast is definitely not going to be doing a whole lot of expansion. I mean, I know Nashville is technically a little bit more east in the country than anything, but not East Coast, right? Not completely. And that is a spot in the country that could use a baseball squad as well. Dan, I doubt it because the big push right now is less travel, right? So it would be a little contradictory, I think, to go and get a team in Hawaii. I mean, it would be kind of cool for a second, but if you go get a team in Hawaii, that is going to just go directly against what you're trying to achieve with the realignment. I prefer love of the game, Share Bear, but we know the big league executives, it's a bit more love of money. Rangers season is over. Not over, but slowly, eyes closing, last breaths coming, miracle needed. That's kind of where it's at right now, I think. Man, I don't know if they're going to expand to Mexico. I don't know if they'll expand to Mexico. Maybe, but I don't know if I can see it or not. Like, I think they probably bring back the Montreal franchise before they go to Mexico. I think they probably double up in Canada before they do that. Yeah, it is. It's just slowly over. Slowly. It's a slow death right now. And the Rangers could go on a run and make it interesting, but it's still going to be hard. We'll see. You never know with baseball, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. NBA talking about Mexico and another Canada team. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to be getting into football here pretty quickly. Maine getting a team? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. I wouldn't be surprised if MLB says we want to limit travel, then puts a team in Edmonton. Look, it's really interesting to see what they're going to do with the realignment. I'm curious. I just don't know how quick it's going to happen or how realistic it is. I think it will happen eventually. I just don't know. Is it going to be 5 years? Is it going to be 10 years? What's it going to be? I think it's definitely on the horizon, but I just don't know how imminent. San Antonio, though, I don't know if they want to oversaturate the Texas market. In fact, I would think that Texas and Houston would probably push back a lot against another Texas team. I think they would push back a lot because that's another team competing for money, competing for fans' attention. I don't think that Texas is going to get another team. I don't think Austin will get another team. I don't think that San Antonio is going to get a team. I think that Houston and the Rangers would probably have a big issue with that. Kind of doubt it. Yeah, I think Texas is good enough with the two teams. Appreciate the comment, my guy. Thanks, Chino. Look, I just feel like there's too much competition. And look, in Austin, you've got UT. You've got the University of Texas. So you're competing with Longhorn sports. I just don't think Austin is going to get an MLB or a professional team ever. I think UT is big enough there. I just can't see it happening. But, yeah, too much competition, too many hands in the cookie jar. I think they'll try and expand outside of the state. Keep rolling. I thought it was going to happen, too. I really did think it was going to happen, too, with the Seager homer. It looked promising early. It really did. Really did, man. I'm with you. We keep rolling. Do I think we get new batters for next year or coach it? Yes, I do, Andy. Appreciate the comment. I'll hang out on TikTok chat for just a second here. Alex says season over. See y'all next year. We'll still be here. Come hang out. Come hang out. We'll still be here till the end of the year. Like I told y'all, football season's around the corner. We're going to start firing up the football content here in a little bit. I've held off as long as I possibly could, but we are going to be firing up some football content. If you're a football fan, obviously here on the channel here, Right on Rangers, we cover the Cowboys, we cover the Longhorns. But if you don't like those teams, come and talk some trash. Have some fun anyways, man. That's what I keep telling everybody. Don't shut it off just because it might not be your team. Take it as an opportunity. You get to be the troller for once on the show. It'll be great. But with football right around the corner, college football especially, we'll start throwing some stuff your guys' way. This is a down year for Seager. 3 years here with 30-plus homers. This year he has 19. Hey, Ethan, if you're still hanging out, I did say I thought Corey Seager would get to 25 bombs. I'm actually a little worried they shut Seager down. Like, I'm worried that they shut some of these guys down if it gets too much worse with the record. It would not surprise me if there's some guys that get shut down and then you just kind of ride out the rest of the season. You put in some guys from the minors to get some time. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Rangers are closer to the A's than they are to the playoffs. Ouch. Have the Angels jumped ahead of us yet? Time for the Rangers season to end. Whew. And nights like tonight, you definitely feel that way. You absolutely feel that way. Appreciate all y'all and all y'all's comments here. It is painful to watch this team. To wrap up the game tonight, Josh Smith 0 for 3, Wyatt Langford 0 for 3 with the walk, 0 for 6 with the walk with 3 Ks in your 1-2 hitters. Cody Freeman also grounded into a double play. The decision not to bunt him, painful. Corey Seager home run, Joc Peterson home run. That was the only offense of the night. Carter Simeon 0 for, Tellez Osuna 0 for as well. Tellez went 1 for 2. Heim 1 for 2. Osuna 0 for. Look, only 4 hits. Rangers only struck out 5 times. That feels like a win. Langford had 3 of them. Just not a great night for the offense. But what's new? Merrill Kelly cramps. Knock him out of the game after just 71 pitches. 50 pitches thrown for strikes. He was dealing. He gave up a couple of home runs, obviously, but he was dealing. Another quality start for Merrill Kelly. I would love the Rangers to re-sign him. Looking a little bit future-minded here. I'd love to get Merrill Kelly back. Obviously, you don't want to break the bank for him. He's not at that age where you're trying to break the bank, but you'd love to re-sign a guy like this as your 3rd overall starter. You'd love to go Degrom, Evo, Kelly, 1, 2, 3. I'm definitely in favor of that. And the fact that you gave up 3 prospects, 3 top prospects to get him, I feel like you've got to make an extremely good faith move to bring him back into the fold for next year. Hobie Milner did get roughed up a little bit, Ryan. I see your comment. Yeah, he got a little roughed up tonight. Obviously, gave up 3 hits in a row, and finally was pulled out of the ball game. Cole Winn came in, had an off night. ERA still sparkling at 145, but inning in a third, 1 hit, 1 walk, had a hit by pitch, 2 earned runs allowed, gave up a home run. Coulombe came in, got 2/3 of an inning, 193 ERA for him on the year. Bullpen's just faltering at the wrong times. It's unfortunate. They were so good for so long, and it's not like the offense is like finally clicking. It's not like the offense is just catching their stride right as the bullpen starts faltering. And now it's like both of them are completely in sync. And look, there's been a lot of guys in the bullpen that have still been really, really solid, but the past couple of weeks, it has been very up and down, extremely up and down. Dylan, appreciate the comment, man. It does kind of feel like in August we do have some problems. Like in 23, I felt like in August we had some issues. Then Evan Carter kind of came up. We locked in and ended up making a run, made the playoffs. It was awesome. But August does always seem to be a bit of a tricky month for the Rangers, at least of late. Bradford comes back next year. He ain't going to be back for a while. All right, tomorrow's game. Still no starting pitcher announced. I did not watch any post game, so if they did happen to announce who the starting pitcher for tomorrow is going to be, let me know. But as of right now, not saying anything. And I'm not seeing anything. Astros lost again, and they are in a spiral right now. They lost 1-0 in extra innings to the Tigers. Jeez. Just too bad the Rangers couldn't be picking up ground right now. Astros are in free fall, and we just happen to be in free fall as well. Really too bad. All right, for tomorrow, computer is going super slow right now. Y'all forgive me. Again, when I looked before, Rangers had not announced a starter. And from what it looks like, no starter announced yet either. Rangers are going up tomorrow against a very tough lefty, Cameron. 2.47 ERA on the year, 7-5 record, 78 Ks. So this guy has been pitching well of late. And let's look at the last 3 for Noah Cameron. He's given up, looks like, 1 earned run in his last 11 innings. Could be a long day tomorrow at the dish. Could be a long day tomorrow. Noah Cameron set to pitch for the Royals. Big, imposing lefty, 6'3", 220, and he's been on so far this year. Last 15 games, 2.73 ERA. Impressive. Impressive. Dominated, looks like the White Sox and the Twins. So, look, the competition, not stellar. But then again, the offense that we've got going on, not exactly stellar either. Hate to say that out loud, but it's true. Look, real quick, I want to say a special thank you to all of my paid members and subscribers that are hanging out. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that's followed on the show. And I appreciate everybody that's commented, that's dropped a like. We still got a couple more things we're going to get through, but we're going to start to wind things down here. Look, many ways to support the channel. Go and like my most recent video. That would be another really great way. Put out something on Jack Leiter after his performance yesterday. Some things that we need to think about as we move forward, both this year and into next year. Go drop a like, drop a comment. I'd appreciate it. Of course, with my paid members and subscribers, access to that exclusive Right on Rangers Discord if you become a paid member or subscriber today. Really the only thing I've monetized on the channel, and it's just a way that you can support me in addition to what you already do if you feel so led. TikTok, bottom left corner, subscribe button right there, $2.99 a month. We get you into the Discord right after the show. It has been an outstanding community. I've loved doing it over the course of the entire summer. Would love to have you in it. On YouTube, I'll drop the link in there. And then we'll wrap up the show. We'll get comments, last call on those comments and questions, and we'll go for there. But YouTube, there's the link. Copy and paste it into a browser of your choice. Appreciate you considering. And again, we don't take any support for granted. We thank you for it. Getting ever so close to 10K on TikTok. So excited about that. And a large thanks to you guys for that. YouTube, we're getting close to 2,500. We went over 2K a couple weeks ago. That was awesome. So thank you so much for the continued support of the show. Jack to closer. Chris, I'm just not there. I feel the same way about Jack to closer as I feel about Kumar Rocker to closer. Like, if you're struggling to throw strikes in a non-ninth inning, I don't want you touching the closer role. Jack Leiter struggles with command in the second inning. Why would you want him in the ninth? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to throw Jack Leiter in the most pressureful situation that a relief pitcher, maybe even a pitcher, has to go through, closing the door in the ninth. I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm really not. So Kumar Rocker, I feel the same way. The guy struggles in non-ninth innings. Do we really want to make him a ninth inning guy? And by the way, when you move these guys to the bullpen, to me, it's just even worse. You've already had a first-round pick in Cole Winn move to the bullpen. Now you're going to move 2 more first-round picks to the bullpen. It's like these guys got to pan out as starters. They have to. I don't think that there's an eject button for Leiter or Rocker for the starting pitching gig. Like, you've got to make these guys starting pitchers. Enough with the relief pitcher scenarios. These dudes are both first-round picks. They have got to be starting pitchers. You have got to figure out a way for both these guys to pan out starting pitching. We do need a good closer. I don't want to see Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker touch the closing spot. Please. Slam to Jackson. Appreciate. Thank you for the kind words, my guy. And I thank you for your support of the show, man. It means a lot. Curvelo, I actually think Curvelo does have a place in late innings. We'll see what happens, but I think he does have a place in the late innings. I like what I've seen from him so far. Losses always have to go for me on the players. Yes, Bruce Bochy, I think, has directly led to a couple of losses with bad bullpen moves. The Robert Garcia stuff, you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to rehash all those old wounds, but I always am going to lock in on the offense. He scored 2 runs in a game. Like, Bruce Bochy definitely could have managed a couple of situations better. Freeman not bunting. I really didn't get that with Wyatt Langford and Corey Seager coming up in that spot. You would have had 2 RBI opportunities with both Langford and with Seager. I wonder if anybody asked Bochy about not bunting Freeman there. I wonder. If they did, let me know in the comments if Bruce Bochy commented on why Cody Freeman wasn't bunting there in that spot after Jonah Heim led off that, 8th inning with a single. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. Seager did come up in a pretty big moment. Would have been nice for him to come through. I'm not putting the loss on Corey Seager by any means, but it's just unfortunate. You're really hoping that Seager comes through when it matters most, and he did have an opportunity at the end of the game, and it just didn't work out. Look, at least he went yard today and was responsible for one of our 2 runs. It's hard to get on him, but then again, you go all the way to the late innings. What was that? The top of the 8th inning? Top of the 8th, and you had Wyatt Langford on first base, Corey Seager up with an opportunity to do something. At least runners on base, right? Didn't have a runner in scoring position. That's my bad. But you'd love for Seager to do something there. Put a ball in the gap, put a ball out of the stadium, but it's a lot to put on one player. And Corey has been one of the only breaths of fresh air. And there's people that are upset with Corey Seager, right? Because he is not doing what he normally does. But I think in a year where there's a lot of bad numbers up and down the lineup, Corey Seager has been a bright spot. And I know maybe that's not what everybody wants to hear because we just want to go scorched earth on everything. But look, Corey Seager, for the limited opportunities that he has had to drive in runs this year because the people around him have been so inconsistent getting on base, I think 844 OPS, definitely not the elite 900 plus that we're used to, 1,000 plus even that we're used to from Corey. It could be much worse. I definitely don't blame Corey Seager for the offensive struggles. Not there. What about Adolis Garcia coming back? I don't know about that. I don't think he comes back, especially if the Rangers are in a losing position. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Jacob Latz is going to pitch tomorrow. I didn't even know that he was available. That tells you where I'm at right now. I didn't even realize he was available. Let's check this out. See if there's any news on him. Nothing in Google, at least. Last news on Jacob Latz was when he went toe-to-toe with Scooble, which was, a month ago? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about Latz, but maybe I'm a little bit behind. Latz pitching tomorrow would be fine. Yeah, we'll see what they do. Jeremy, I think that CY's definitely had a bit of a year to forget. The bullpen ads were huge. I think we can all agree there. The bullpen ads were nice. The trade deadline acquisitions, selling all the capital to get Merrill Kelly and Coulomb and all these guys. Yeah, it's not looking great right now. It is not looking great. Austin, going to take a miracle for this not to be true, for sure. Do I think it was on the pitchers today? No. Not on a night where your offense only scores 2 runs. I don't think it was on the pitchers. I can't say that. Martin's injuries have not helped. I'm with you on that as well. Degrom might pitch on Saturday. That'd be fun for you. I didn't understand if they were just moving Degrom back like straight up, giving him like 10 days, or if they're just pushing his start back a few days. Did anybody get clarification on that? I didn't know if Degrom was just getting straight up skipped, 5 more days of rest, or if they're just pushing him back a little bit. Rocker gets the start tomorrow. What is Rocker doing down in AAA? I have not followed Rocker, admittedly, y'all. I feel bad. I should be, but I have not followed Kumar Rocker since being down in the minors. Let's see what the game log's looking like. Let's check it. So most recently, he pitched on August 7th. On August 7th, he went 5 2/3 against Albuquerque, gave up 5 runs, 9 hits, and 2 bombs. Not good, y'all. Not good. So in his one start, it looks like, one start since going down, because he last pitched on July 31st. He started on August 7th, and he doesn't look like he's pitched again since. Doesn't look like he's pitched since August 7th. So I guess he's fresh, but it's not like he's pitched very well of late. I mean, he had 3, I guess this is now 3 outings in a row, if you include against Atlanta and the Mariners when he pitched. Just hasn't been great. They're just moving him back a little bit. Okay, cool. Appreciate the follow, by the way. Married to Sports Podcast. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's good. But like I said, the Degrom moving back a start, man, just doesn't feel great. Just does not feel great. Yeah, Toronto, the 5-run lead. I don't know if we need to revisit that. That was painful. Straight up painful. Certified Benchwarmer, appreciate the follow. Blindman Scott, appreciate the follow. Thank you, y'all. Appreciate you guys. All right. It's about time for us to wrap things up. Tomorrow, another night game. Thursday's the day game, right? You got to start putting together something soon, or the nail will fully be in the coffin. I know some of y'all are already there. We're going to hold out hope till the bitter end, but it ain't looking good. It is not looking good right now. And tonight, yet another example of really what the Rangers have been doing all year. Scoring early, not scoring late, really not getting any hits at all down the stretch, and meekly going out in the 8th and 9th innings. We've seen some comebacks this year. Let's be honest, they've been a little few and far between. Look, we're going to flush this one out. We'll be back tomorrow, as we always are. Rain or shine. Die-hard Rangers fan right here, and I know a bunch of y'all are too. I'll be watching tomorrow. We'll be back, hoping for a little uplift. Please, Rangers, give us something here. Sunday in Toronto was nice. Give us a little something. 2 losses in a row to Kansas City in games where we probably could have won. Just hurts. Just hurts. Benjamin, thank you for the follow, man. Thanks so much. All right, guys. Hey, speaking of, if you are watching right now, you haven't hit that follow button, whether on YouTube, X, or TikTok, hit that follow button, man. We definitely would love to have you back more often. And, of course, when you follow, you get notified when we go live. That's huge. Would love to have you back Wednesday, tomorrow, or Thursday. We'll be here pretty much all week doing shows. So thank you for your support. Hey, hit that screen a couple of times. Give us a couple of likes, man. If you're on YouTube right now, you haven't liked the live, I know it might not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. It helps get our show out to more people. So if you're sitting there right now, haven't liked the live yet, I know you might not have liked the game tonight, but I appreciate you liking the live. That means a lot. A lot of ways to support the show, and you guys are doing awesome. Try to continue to build this channel, this show, this business into a very legitimate, strong voice in Rangers baseball. I'd like to think we're getting there one day at a time, and you guys are a huge reason for that. All the shares, the comments, the likes, the watch time, everything. So I really can't say thank you enough. All right, Tuesday night in the books. Hump day tomorrow. Let's hope that the Rangers get over this hump of losses and get back on the winning streak. Get back on the winning side of things. Maybe it's too much to ask for, but come on. Come on. We'll be back. We'll be here. Y'all come back and hang out again. Have a good rest of your Tuesday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.